So if you see this table right here, I just hurt my leg really bad on it. But that doesn't matter, because what really matters is why. Well, why did my leg, I had plenty of room, just spasm way out and bang itself into a table, even though I was nowhere near it? I didn't want it to happen. Well, I haven't taken my triliptal yet, and my arms and legs are spasming like crazy. Okay. Well, has this ever happened before, a doctor would say. Well, yes, I banged my leg on a table exactly in the same way at age 10, at age 11, at age 12, at age 13, 14, 15, 16. Actually, my mother and father even called me in the living room asking me why I have so many scabs from falling down and bumping into things. Or they just asked why I had scabs, and I told them I bump into things and I fall down and scrape myself on cement and stuff like that. I thought it was normal to bump into things. And don't every kid bump into things and fall down? I thought falling down was just a boy thing and bumping into things was a boy thing. Doesn't everybody stub their toe, or doesn't this happen to everybody all the time? But no, now that I'm 31, I realize that the way I just bumped into that furniture and how it happens to me every day of my life now for over 20 years, that's not normal. But let's see what my mother knows about it. She was a nurse and she knows everything. She knows better than the doctor. When the doctor's concerned about an overdose, she knows that it's just some allergy attack. So what do I remember about her? What did she say in that meeting in the living room where they're drill sergeanting me about having an illness? I gave them the truth. I bump in the furniture. I fall down and scrape my knees. What help did I get from my mother and father? Well, my mother started screaming at me that I'm a self-harmer, I do it on purpose, and I need to be on more pills. Okay, so is that the cure I need right now? I just try to walk into this room and my leg is still hurting on the shin from bumping into that hard solid wood table. Do I need to go to a psychiatrist because my muscle just spasmed? No, my mother was a complete fucking nut. And my father, even though he knew it wasn't true, just let her do whatever the fuck she wants. So she called my doctor and said, here's a self-harmer, medicate him. Here's a self-harmer, medicate him. And because she's screwing with my head, I don't even know up from down, so I'm no help to these doctors. Actually, because I'm listening to my mother, it's getting even worse, the things I say in the doctors. You know, I'm just my mother says, okay, you say this because this is what's wrong with you. And of course, I do what I'm told, or I'm going to get a ruler to the face, or extra drugs, or a smacking, so I do what I'm told. Well, that's a big mistake. That's part of the problem here. So what really is going on? If a muscle spasm of the leg while trying to send an electrical signal through your nervous system to pick up your foot and put it down, but then your whole leg spasms like crazy because you sent an electrical signal to it, what do you really call that? You call that a muscle spasm or a twitch or a tic caused by a neurological disorder. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Well, okay, after 20 years we got that much down. Well, if it's a neurological disorder, was I born with it? Was it caused by something? Well, let's see. Was this ever happening where before I met my mother? Well, we walked in the cold to a pool. No. I never bumped in the furniture. No, my coordination was good. And I was one of the most athletic kids in the orphanage. When it came to swim class, I did one of the best. Playing outside, I was one of the best. So I was actually very athletic, and I was no taller, no bigger than any other kid in the orphanage, St. Anne's. I was about the same size as every other kid. So we were pretty evened out there. But I was doing very well. I never felt this in my nervous system back then. Well, when was the first time I felt it? Okay, well, isn't that a bad memory? Oh, shit. I hate talking about this one, but I've been talking about it so long that it doesn't bother me too much anymore because I'm over it and I've been able to move on. Now I just got to get physical health care. Okay, so it started with an overdose. Oh, yes. The first time I ever felt it, it was bad. It was real bad. I woke up with it real bad. Okay, well, what was the cause of it being so sudden that day? Well, let me remember. My mother gave me medicine in the hallway. We were in this house in Westford. We were just about to watch a movie. What was oh yes, I never got to see it because of this overdose. And I was really sad I didn't get to see the movie. It was called Batman Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I was really excited to see that movie. We got the movie ready. I took the pills my mother said I had to take. My mother was on the right on a couch. My father was on some type of armchair or something on the left. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's an armchair, not a love seat, but I'm not quite sure. But I'm pretty sure it's an armchair. I'm on the floor. I don't remember if it's carpet or hardwood floor, but there's a very good reason for that because I'm only focusing on this one memory. It's not like I'm combined. Nope, just this one memory. Okay, I remember seeing some kind of like wooden panel shit on the left side wall where my father's sitting, but not like in back of him, just to the left. I remember the TV being far away, and then I remember my vision completely getting fucked up, getting worse and worse, till the point I'm blind and I can't even see my own hand inside of my face. So my vision starts going completely blind, and then I go to talk and ask for help from my mother. I turn to my, oh no, I can't talk. I'm losing my mouth. My mouth is going, help me, help me. I start asking for help. Wait a minute, now I can't talk at all. Something's getting really wrong. I can't feel my hands. Well, let's stand up and get to my, I can't stand up. I can't stand up. Something is seriously wrong. I feel like my whole nervous system's all out of whack. Something's really fucked up. Something's fucked up. I just asked for help. My mother's on the phone with the emergency room. I remember that. She gets up and gets the phone. Now I'm panicking. I'm panicking. So I go to get to my father and I do an army crawl, but I can't feel the floor. I can't even see the floor. I can't feel the floor. I can't see the floor. So I don't know if it's carpet. I don't know if it's hardwood. It's just all blank. Just one big blank. Everything. I can't see out of my eyeballs. I can't feel my hands. I can't feel my mouth to talk. I can't do nothing. So I'm just army crawling. I get to a pile of newspapers. I can just make out that they're newspapers. Barely, barely. It just goes from being a nothing floor that's all blurry, I can't make out, to a gray and black mix, what can only be newspapers. And how do I also know they're newspapers? Because I woke up on them and I said, oh, these are newspapers. But at the time, it's just a gray blob. So I get to the newspapers, what is a gray blob, that I can barely make out the color shift from the floor to something else. I can't feel it, but I can hear perfectly fine, and I hear the newspapers crackling. At that point, I try to scream for help from my father, but all I get out is I can't move my tongue. I can't use my voice box. I can't feel. I no longer can crawl. My breathing is slowing down. I'm starting to go unconscious. My mother says, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not bringing them to the emergency room. Hangs up and they let me sleep it off. And then for the rest of my life, I feel this for the rest of my life, horribly. And that's when I first started feeling this neurological disorder.